Oh, what's good, everybody? My name's O. I'm one of the leaders in the Minnesota Krump community, and we are here doing a special project for the Uprising that is coming up in summer of 2025. And right now, I'm here with three of our up-and-coming Krumpers. Could y'all name yourselves?
Vortex, Twin Stain.
My name is Simone, but my Krump name is Athena.
And I'm Mia, aka Girl Caution.
Yes, these are some of our young up-and-comers that have been in Krump for how long? How long have you guys been in Krump?
I think I'm around 8 years.
Okay.
I would say I first started crumping around like 2020.
I was off and on with it, but I started taking it serious about 5.5 years ago.
Okay, that's what's up. So my first question for y'all is, what drew you to Krump? As in, like, what made you want to take the dance style more serious and start getting active in the field?
Well, it's weird for me because y'all know me. I'm like super chill and stuff. So like when I seen Krump, like to myself, I'm like, I'm never gonna do that ever. Like I couldn't imagine. But then when Ed got into it, Stain for the people, when he got into it, like it really started to inspire me, especially how quickly he leveled up. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get on that. So it's like, you know, I started diving more into the style and like, you know, learning the ins and outs of it. It took a long time for me to like really get it moving, but once I started taking it serious, I feel like I started skyrocketing. So
Okay.
Yeah, I would say Herb for sure. When I first started dancing, I was just drawn to dance in general and just being able to express through movement. But going into Krump, I feel like it was just something that it just made sense, and the movement itself, it just clicked. Yeah. So
Okay.
when I first started like crumping, yeah.
That's what's up.
I think the two things that really drew me to it is the movement felt very like natural in my body the first time I tried it, which is like a really nice feeling as a dancer. And then I think being drawn to like the hype in the culture and the community of like a session was what really kept me around for a long time, especially like in the beginning. I kind of was just about sessioning. I didn't think much about battling and taking it more seriously, but I just like loved being at a session.
Okay. So you three, as I've seen in my eyes, you've been in the field for some time. I've gotten to see you all battle, and it's very lovely to see you guys' level up from when you started to where you are now. Who would you say influenced your style in Krump? Yeah.
It's hard to not say my biggest inspiration would be my big homie Herb, and that's a lot of where I got how I view Krump from. But I think outside of Herb and like our community here, I watched a lot of footage of Miho, ER, and Bruiser are like three people who I watch a lot of and I draw a lot of inspiration from. But being a part of such a vibrant community here, I think is always like a grounding thing that inspires me.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say my biggest inspirations are definitely the people that I really enjoy to watch. Like Herb, I would say 1K has been my favorite Krumper for a really long time. Lady C4, a lot of the women in Krump really inspire me. The ladies in Queen's Gambit. And just, you know, people that I session with every day, you know, y'all, Via and Vortex. I really get inspired by the people around me, if anything. Mm-hmm.
I'd say my inspiration is obviously Ed, because you know, it's because I seen Ed like before he started crumping. You know, he was just an animator and he was trash. Like he knows it. He knows it. He'll agree with me. He was trash, and the way he leveled up super quick, that really inspired me. But as I started to get more into like Krump and learning more about it, I feel like I was watching a lot of Concrete, and recently Solo has been a big inspiration of mine. And I'd say Rex too. Solo, Rex, and Bruiser. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Concrete, Solo, Rex, Bruiser are kind of the people who are influencing my style right now, and Ed. So
All right. So shout out to all them krumpers. Y'all are definitely an inspiration to our scene as well as the people coming up. Obviously, in our scene, we don't have many crump events, and our sessions are a little bit light. But when you've been outside of your scenes, and we have all been outside the scene, what has been one of your first crump events, and what has been one of the most memorable crump event for you that you've been a part of?
my first crump event technically was Uprising 2, but that was before I knew any of y'all. So I was there, and like I tell everybody, Uprising 2 was a fever dream because I don't remember what happened. I just remember glimpses of what happened.
Okay.
Like I only remember seeing David dancing, and then I jumped in a cipher. I was nervous.
I remember
And,
that
yeah.
because we have no footage, but I remember the Uprising too.
So yeah. Uprising 2 was technically my first crump event. I'd say my most favorite. Is it in the state or outside of the
Outside the state.
state? Desert Storm. I was blanking.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
The last one. So
Ooh, all right.
So my very first crump event was Uprising in 2021. I think that was the third one.
Yep.
Yeah, I entered in the tournament and I made it to top 16. So I was pretty excited about that. And my favorite crump event outside, or most memorable outside of our city, would have to be not Desert Storm. I would say Brutal City, just because that was my first exhibition battle period and my first one out of state. So shout out to Zay. I was so nervous, but it was a really good experience for me.
Yes. Shout out Zay, Brutal, Cleveland.
My first crump event ever was the Uprising when, like,
The
I think
third one.
Snub and
Yup.
I think it was the one before that. Whichever one it was. Second one, I think. I don't know. My first event out of state was the Res in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Which I really enjoyed. And I think one of my favorite events outside of here was the Beast Camp that I went to, which I don't remember, 2019, I
I
think.
believe it was 2019.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that whole
If you
event.
go on our vlogs, you will see a video of a shock Mia at the star of Michael Jackson.
Oh my gosh,
It was
yeah.
one of the best images you will ever see.
I was cheesing.
Yes. So now that you are in Krump, you know that Krump is a warrior sport and you have to battle. Who would be a dream battle for you each? Who is somebody you would really want to get in the ring with that would not only push you, but also, would be a great matchup for you?
For sure, Daisy is the first person I thought of. Queen Buck Hype, Taminator, and when it comes to just like the men, I would say Rex for sure. Someone that I'm so inspired by them. Like I want rounds.
Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting.
I'd say Cyborg
Oh,
and Junior Madrip.
Junior Madrid from Canada.
I feel like the way they use their like control and their crump is really inspiring to me. So that's another two of my inspirations. But the way they use control in their crump is like really cool to me, and I feel like it'd be nice to exchange with them and see how we both utilize body control, since that's one of my focuses in crump. So
Okay.
I think as I'm working on like intensity and moments, like getting better at that, I would love to battle Felicia sometime.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting battle.
Yeah, because I'm just really inspired by how she uses those two things, and they're things I'm trying to get better at. So
Okay.
yeah.
Dang. I'll tell you one of mine.
Oh, you have a mic.
I do have a mic. One of mine would have to be Ruin. I was a big Ruin fan coming in the Krump game. I mean, I like everybody's style, but Ruin was the one that I gravitated towards the most. And, when we were coming into a new era of like, I'm going to call it the overhype era because there's no name for it. Ruin was one of those people that I was really drawn towards when he was dancing. So maybe sometime in the future, maybe, I don't know. But let's talk about the Uprising. The Uprising is coming up in June 2025. Yeah. How do you feel the Uprising has, I'm going to say, helped the Minnesota Krump community?
For me personally, and I think this is true for a lot of people, the Uprising was my first exposure to Krump, really, in terms of not being online, like seeing Krump in person. So I think there's a lot of people for whom that's true, that they wouldn't have ever really been able to experience Krump here without it. And so that's crucial, because that is what kind of draws people in, to be able to really feel Krump in person and not just online, is such a way to like draw people into the community and help them feel it and understand. So I think that's like a irreplaceable influence. And then also just that the battles kind of have a goal of exposing our community to the world. And so I think it's given a lot of our dancers from here opportunities to be seen that we wouldn't have had otherwise.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say, just like piggybacking off of what Mia said, the Uprising was one of my first introductions to Krump, and just like with how it's set up, it's very community based, so you'll see like a lot of families there, and just with how the venue is set up, it's very accessible, and yeah, if anything, community based. And yeah, it has brought a lot of new Krumpers into the scene, or just people that are, they see Krump, but they don't really know how to start to get into it, or who's the right people to reach out to. But yeah.
You said, how has it influenced the Minnesota Krump community? I feel like it's brought a lot of like outside eyes to our community. Because I feel like our community, like the Minnesota Krump community, like we're known, but I still feel like we're kind of like low key, like in the eyes of the Krump world. Like they only know a select few of us and not all of us. But I feel like the Uprising has definitely helped, bring more eyes, especially the one in 2021. I feel like that was the best one, because that brought a lot of people. And I feel like that, that just kind of exposed more of the outside Krump world to us. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I say one more?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think also because when you like talk about accessibility, like sometimes it's hard to afford to go out of town, and so also to have the opportunity to have like these OGs and veterans of Krump like come here and teach workshops and see us dance and build community with us is also like a really important thing for us to have. Yeah.
Okay. So we've had the Uprising here 5 times. It's about to be 6. Out of those times, who have been some of your favorite guests that we've had brought to the Uprising? We've had Bruiser, we've had Daisy, we've had Solo. So out of even last year with Dead End Native and Felicia being here, who are some of your favorites? And Rapture and Crush. Shout out those two OGs. Who would be your favorites out of that? It's a star-studded list, but who is like really like, yeah, I'm so glad I got to meet this person?
I think something that was cool about the 2021 one was outside. Is that so? Yeah. We got to have 2 of the creators here. And I think it was also just something in particular about the way that event was set up, that all of the guests really were like in the community. They came to, it was Prissy, Miho, Solo, and I think Bruiser came for a short period of time. They all like came to a session. They all came to like a few other community events as well. And so that was one time that I feel like we really got the guests like integrated into the community, which was really nice to like feel and experience. So that was my favorite. And I think the couple times Solo has come, I feel like really memorably, he's like come around a lot and really poured in. And he did like a Los Town here that people got to take and stuff. So I like remember that and appreciate that a lot too.
Okay.
So I'd say my favorite guess was the 2021 one with everybody. I feel like those were like my favorite group of guests. You know, I enjoyed watching Solo, even Prissy in person, and Miho. That was my first time seeing them dance in person. You know, you get used to seeing people online. You're kind of only used to seeing them online, so it makes the experience of seeing them in person like super crazy. So yeah, just getting to experience Solo, Miss Prissy, Miho, and I think that was my first time seeing Bruiser in person too. So yeah, just all the guests in the 2021 Uprising, I feel like were my favorite, and even the most recent one with, because Rapture and Crush, never seen them in person, and Native, I never seen them dance in person. So really, anybody I haven't seen dance in person is like my favorite guest.
That's what's up there.
I would love to talk about the 2021 Uprising, the third Uprising, or was that the fourth or third? The fourth? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I would love to talk about that one, but because it was like my first year of crumping, it was, I wasn't really familiar with a lot of people there, which is crazy because it's like creators, on OGs, on veterans, on, you know, all those types of people. But for the last one, that one was definitely very memorable for me. I was really excited to see Dead End because he's one of my favorite crumpers to watch. Just energy, all
Shout
types
out
of
to
energy.
Dead End for whooping my ass at the Uprising. We love you.
Crazy. And Native too, because that was the first time I've seen him crump in person too. So yeah, that was cool to see.
Okay, that's what's up. So what are you guys looking forward to for this upcoming Uprising? No teasers, but what are you looking up to for this upcoming Uprising?
I'm looking forward to just seeing who's going to come out this year, seeing the battles, the outcomes of the tournaments, and just the community and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I forgot. 2023 Uprising winner of both categories. Yeah. Anybody else? What are you guys looking up forward to?
Kind of same thing that Simone said. You know, kind of looking forward to see who all pops out. You know, looking forward to pushing myself. You know, entering the tournament or something. But yeah, you know, hopefully more people come out I haven't seen in person that I get to see in person. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have too much to add. Like, it's always exciting to see who will come. It's fun to see tournaments have such a like unpredictability. So that's always fun to kind of see who's gonna come and how that will like turn out. I'm excited to see the exhibitions, who comes out. I'm trying to like train more for tournaments, which is hard for me, and so I want to like push myself to enter and do well. And
Okay. All right. Last question. What crump event in the world, it could be here, it could be anywhere, would you like to visit and be a part of the most? Think carefully with your answer. It doesn't just have to be here in the nation of America. It could be overseas.
What's the one in Germany that just happened?
EVS.
Yeah, EVS. Yeah. For me, EVS, just because I haven't gone over to Germany and experienced that yet, but that's definitely been something on my list. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, it's hard. Well, while they're thinking, I'll tell you mine. All of them. No. I would really like to visit King of Buck. I think going out there and seeing their culture. I mean, Herb was just out there, and I think it was even a qualifier, and it still looked crazy. Yeah. So going out there, seeing, you know, the different crumpers and how their culture is, would be, you know, very interesting compared to how we handle stuff here in America.
Sorry, I was going to say one more.
Yeah.
For me, Desert Storm 5, which is ironic because I don't know if this is going to come out before or after. But I missed it last Desert Storm because I was out of town, and I was just seeing all the battles, and all the battles still today are so insane. So with the battles lined up this year, I know it's going to be crazy, even crazier.
Yeah.
I've never been able to make it to a wasteland.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought you were,
So
you
I
weren't in Texas with us. Oh.
I definitely want to
Billy,
to
change
one.
that. Change that.
I was thinking King of Buck as well.
Okay.
And I would love to go back to Canada. I really enjoyed the Montreal.
Shout out 7 Star
Yeah, shout out
and
7
Gutter
Star.
Zone. We had the most fun in Montreal, Canada.
Yeah, I like super enjoyed their community and the event, and like 7 Stars is super like gracious
You know what's
host and
crazy
leader
about that,
and
though?
stuff.
That just happened.
I know. Ooh, we about to see the footage soon.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of stuff overseas that I'd want to experience. It's not really just one. I really just want to experience overseas in general. So, just any event overseas I'll go to. And probably Canada too. I've never been to Canada before. And Gutter Zone looks pretty crazy. And then I think they have something else out there that's like some type of festival that Ed was at.
Yeah,
And he
I
battled
remember that
Lil
one
7
too.
Star. Yeah, Jones, something like that. But yeah,
Yeah, that looks really cool.
yeah, I want to check one of those out too. So
Okay. Well, thank you 3 for being a part of this first episode.
yes, sir.
Krump World, make sure you watch out for these 3. They're about to terrorize the Krump World in a good way. And tune into the next episode. Hopefully we'll have 3 different lovely characters on board. All right, peace. And cut. Nope. All right, bet. All right, one more question. Who gave you the most memorable L in your Krump career? We're taking Herb Johnson III out because we know majority of us have lost to him in some sort of fashion. So outside of that, who has given you the most memorable L?
I think memorable, I can definitely say this is the most memorable one. It was my first Krump battle ever. And I made it. It was technically top 8, but they decided to make it top 9. And they put me in a 3-way battle with Vendetta and Guns. And it was my first Krump battle ever.
Oh my
It
God.
was crazy. It was at Uprising.
Shout out Vendetta. Shout out Guns.
Shout out Vendetta and Guns. That was very memorable for me.
Yeah, that is definitely memorable because I know both of them are characters. So
Yeah, that was quite memorable.
and being a rookie going in there with those 2, oh my
at the
goodness.
same time.
Yeah.
I would probably say Stain, if anything.
Ooh.
I called him out before I had like an exhibition battle, and definitely whooped on me. But I needed that, and also to Mellow.
Okay. Shout out Stain and Mellow.
I'd say also Stain. There was a time he called me out at one of the Hot House sessions when I was not labbing or anything, and that's still on YouTube to this day. I hope you delete it. But,
Don't go watch any of us battle.
but yeah, no, definitely Stain. But I haven't really had a lot of like battles like outside of the community. My first exhibition was in St. Louis, and I won that one. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Mine, Herb. We just gonna dive right into it. So, there was a time, remember when the AMA existed? I was battling Herb's little homie, Lil Caution. And of course, I'm throwing up his sign and bringing him, I was like, do it again. And guess what's gonna happen? Walked up to him, did it again, broke it off in front of his face. And he was like, all right, bet, that's Buck. I battled Kevin 3 rounds, only to battle Herb an extra 5 rounds.
I remember that.
I'm talking about like, my shirt is drenched. I can't breathe. And the worst part of it was, for some reason, somebody thought it'd be nice to turn off the lights and have that one spotlight. So it was just like, what are we doing? The best thing about it was Herb got the footage and was like, yo, I'm just gonna put my rounds out. I was like, okay. Within 10 minutes later, he's like, actually, I'm gonna put the whole battle out on the Krumpers page. I was like, at this point, do what you want. I can't have no control over it. So yeah, Herb Johnson. Shout out you, brother.
Outside of Herb, you said outside of Herb.
Can we all just?
Oh, outside of Herb? It would have to be, oh my God. So there was a Wonder Woman event back in the day that happened here. And I had the honor and privilege of getting my ass whooped by both Encore and Daisy at the same time. Now, mind you, apparently it was supposed to be a guys versus girls exhibition, and Herb was trying to tag in, but there was no oxygen going to my brain, so I was just trying to battle him. No, that was the first one. The second one was Daisy and Encore, and it was weird because we were judging an exhibition between, I think you were in it too. We're judging an exhibition between the men and the women. And I already chose women. And they're still deliberating. I'm like, what's going on? So then Mercy plays a track and Encore pulls me up by the shirt and is like, yeah, nigga, we about to get you. I was like, oh my God. I'm about to battle in front of all these people against the top female in the world. Ah! But yeah, shout out Encore. Shout out Daisy. We love y'all. We hope to see y'all back again.
Can I just talk about my battle with Herb?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So he battled me because I guess Herb battles anybody who's under Rob, since Rob inherited the name from him. So I was J.Masi at the time, and he called me out to battle, and that was probably the worst experience for me because I was still in that stage of Krump where I'm like, don't really know what I was doing. So I was just trying to do whatever, hoping that whatever I did worked. And that battle ended with me knelt over the trash can throwing up. So
Yeah.
That'll happen.
That will happen if you battle her. You're going to end up throwing up at some point. But yeah, all right. Cool. Thank y'all once again. Appreciate it. Are you recording still?
I really had a battle where
Shout out Reed, the cameraman in the back. Yeah.